Thank you for joining our podcast. This episode is about so many questions. There's just so much to learn and remember with all the things we do in AARP Smart Driver. And really, what I'd like to do is recommend that you don't try to remember so much, you just try to remember one or two things. If we can have some places we go where there's a collection of information that refer to the things that normally cause those questions, that could help us. One of the main places, and this is something that we put in place a couple of years ago, is what we call our info center. And our info center is a web page, and it is www.aarpnyds@wordpress.com. And you can see that pic brings up the screen that you're seeing there, and it has a whole bunch of things, two of which are I want to focus on with this little talk, which is the how do I and the video library. But there's some other things there. There's the link to become a prospect that get questions a lot about that. There's some a link to get to the AARP portal if you have the logon, and there's some things from New York DMV which are helpful. If we click on the video library from that page, these are some videos that we put together that most of which will migrate themselves into the podcast, but they're still there and they're still pretty good. And I'd suggest that if you just go down that list and if you have any questions about any of those subjects, watch the video. Or remember that there's a video there that you might be able to watch. So rather than trying to, call around the state and find someone who could answer your question, or maybe someone you ask and they send you to another person, if you remember that there's places you could go right away, your questions could be answered very quickly and save yourself a lot of time and frustration. So if you take a look at those videos, and then keep an eye on the subscribe to the podcast. And then the next thing on there too is the how do I. If you click on how do I, it gives you, I think there's almost 80 of these questions that are commonly asked and answered. When you browse down and find the question you want, like number 31, how do I get an insurance form for a location for my host? That's a good one. 27 is a very commonly asked question, probably the most commonly asked question, and that's how do I find the schedule for a demo course? Because lots of times I'll suggest to people that, we have demo courses, and that's a really good way to build your confidence or to see how other people teach the class, or if you're interested in maybe seeing how someone teaches the PowerPoint class versus the traditional class. That's a recommendation that you can make, but the first thing people ask is, how do I find that? Well, it's documented in just about everything we get from AARP headquarters, but there it is as number 27. And you could remember, you could come to this website, click on how do I, and go right down the list and find it. So just any number of things, and here it is. There's 69 things, but how to get the Google phone number, which we always hear people recommend. That's great. How to find a dashboard, how to change an instructor on a course, change the address of a location. There's 3 forms there on number 63, the request from insurance, the W-9 form, the incident report, and a way to make your own Part 138 compliance sign that we're required to have every place we are. So those are just some things that if you remember that this is here, you'd be amazed how many times your questions will be answered. Thank you for joining our podcast today. We hope you enjoy it. If you have any questions or comments, please text us at 518-952-2216. We'll respond to you. Please subscribe to the podcast so you get updates when we add new information.